Greetings, great lords, great ladies, and all you unwashed peasants. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is episode 30 of Bohemian Rhapsody, and we are in for an interesting beginning, so I hope you'll forgive me if I jump right into this, because I'm going to have my hands full. Realm management opened my eyes, and I realized a bunch of things that I can pretty much do immediately, and things that we're gonna have to take care of. I'm just gonna have my hands full, at least at the start here, because there's a lot of things that I want to do, and I don't have a lot of time to do them. So, the very first thing, and the most important thing I think I need to do first, is to declare war, finally, against Great Moravia. They lost their alliance with West Francia, which was kind of keeping me at bay, but it's not keeping me at bay anymore. And we have an added bonus of them being at war currently. So Great Moravia is fighting one of my other enemies, East Francia, and I think this is the time to jump on them. Look at their army. They only have 3,600 men, and they have no money, basically, to spam mercenaries. So it's safe. It'll be an easy conquest. So I'm not even going to unpause the damn game. I'm going to immediately declare war against Great Moravia. And we want to take this ugly blemish away from them. And we want our West Slavia title. We're still working for it. And I would really like to complete that relatively soon. Probably not this episode, to be fair. But let's make some decent progress. My plan is to get at least 3 conquests. I know it's pretty ambitious, but I think we can do it. So, we're going to declare this war against Great Moravia, take this land from underneath them. They are too distracted with their war, and we are going to grab the war target first, then we will go for their capital. I won't have to call in Italy for this. We won't have to bother them. We can do this all by our lonesome. Now that those marriages are through, I got some marriages to bring some people in. Hold on. I need to manage my knights very quickly. Unfortunately, I don't have Knight Manager anymore, so I have to check this occasionally. I think I just brought this guy in, I'm not sure, but I grabbed another knight. I'm forcing my Spy Master to. Don't ask me why. I don't care if he dies. He's an old man anyway. I just want to make somebody that I'm forcing that doesn't need to be forced. I want to make sure this guy is on the field. There we go. He's highlighted now, where he wasn't before, even though I'm forcing him. So I just brought in a 25 prowess knight. Perfect timing, because now we're at war. So another thing I took care of between the episodes is I sponsored an inspiration. She wants to make me regalia, and she's my antiquarian and artificer, and according to the event, she is considered legendary. And regalia, my regalia could be better, so I'm really hoping this turns out to be some legendary regalia. My beneficiary Domoslava approaches me with a thoughtful expression. Is there anybody special to me? My wife already loves me. There's no point in boosting her opinion. We're doing okay as far as prestige goes. We're almost a living legend. Devotion could use some work, so let's do only the Lord guides me. You better be making me some really good regalia. I have to immediately, once my steward is done increasing the development here in Prague, that'll finally get it to 30. I can build a university, and then I'll be able to send my children, send them to school. We have to educate these kids. And while we're on the topic of my children, there's something that I also did. Forgive me, guys. I almost forgot about it. I was criticized a little in the comments in my last video, which is fine. I don't take it negatively. I actually took it very positively. I admit that I kind of made a mistake when I was educating my future heir, Freddie here, Freddie Jr. I had previously given him a learning education, but now I switched him to stewardship. I found myself. My commenters helped me find myself again, and I'm giving him a stewardship education even though he's not suited to it. I understand that. But I think sending him to university will counteract any penalties. I think we'll still give him a really good stewardship education because I'm going to be spending a whole bunch of money to send him to school, and I think that will counteract that. So let's hope that he actually gets a decent stewardship education, even though he doesn't want to. He doesn't have a choice. He's going to be my future heir, so he doesn't have a choice in the matter. Freddy decides. Freddy Sr. I bump into a very grave-looking Domaslava, my metalsmith, hoping that she doesn't bring ill news of the splendid regalia she should soon have ready for me. Oh, there you are, my liege. I have hit a wall in my work. My ideas have gone to ground as the pressure mounts. I just need some inspiration. The last time I let an artificer take one of my old objects to make a new one, the new object turned out to be worse, so I'm not going to risk doing that again. I am a hunter, so there's a chance that I can increase it this way. We're absolutely not taking that mental break. No way. I don't believe it worked. So I'm keeping my eyes on two things, this war progress and this development event. My counselor task. Because the minute we're able to build the university, I want to get it built. My wife encourages chivalry. I just got some prestige. We have a new situation in my court. I'm going to ignore it. I don't want to get distracted. Once I build my university, then I'll look at it. There we go. We're going to move our steward to somewhere new. I didn't check Alito Maurice. How much there? 24 days? Yes. Do that. I'll let that get done, and then I'll look at this event. There we go. Now we'll do Zatek. My Realm Priest only has one more claim to fabricate. This is the last one that I need him to. It's only going to take him 18 months, so in a year and a half. We never need him to fabricate any more claims. At least for now. We have claimed all of our West Slavia Empire title. Once this is done. So he's going to enjoy taking a break from lying to people and fabricating claims. He can get back to what he's supposed to be doing and get on religious relations. It's going to cost me 630 gold to build this university, and it's only going to take 10 months. I thought it would take several years, but apparently not. Still no sign of Great Moravia's army. They're down here. They're fighting East Francia down here. As I struggle to make out the tiny letters on the scroll before me, I feel a headache building once again. Why do scribes insist on writing such small symbols? I squint and try again. Nothing short of a miracle. With the aid of stone glass, even old men struggling with bad eyesight, I can relate, because I wear glasses, could read with ease. Wow. Sell everything which is impossible to read, 450 gold, and some stress relief, which I really need. Learning lifestyle experience would be nice. But my archbishop is going to get a hook on me. I don't want that. Let's do this one. Let's relieve a little bit of stress. I have a plan to go on a pilgrimage after this war. Because the next war that I want to fight is against Dessau here, and that truce ends in 5 months. Maybe we'll do the pilgrimage after that. We'll try to time it. First this war, then this war, and then we'll go on a pilgrimage. I want to get my level of devotion up. The King of Great Moravia just formed an alliance with my ally, Italy. I hope they don't call them in against me. That would really stink. My lord, look at that metal. I've never seen such fine quality before. My beneficiary, Domoslava, breaks away from our market procession to accost the merchant selling the coveted item, ecstatic over her find. With this, my project would reach new heights. I could create something truly marvelous. Please, my king, bestow this gift upon me. It depends on how much it's going to be. Only 450? Okay, that last event where we got 200 or 450 gold is going to pay for this event. It's guaranteed to increase the quality. Yes, I think I'm going to get some really good regalia. I'm confident. And he just called in Italy. I suppose I could have done it first. How many men does Italy have? They've got 6,000 men. I'm very upset with you, Italy. Very upset with you. But I think we'll still be okay. I gained the trade poet! Oh, not even a couple of episodes ago, I was like, we've never been able to do this. My beneficiary, Domoslava, holds out a tiny box with the finest hair-thin carvings engraved into it. The prototype for your latest commission. I don't want it to go to waste. We could find a use for the dear thing. My beneficiary perks up. We could place a relic of our time inside it and bury it somewhere. She wants to do a time capsule. Create a memento for children of the future to unveil. I will write a tiny poem inside and I gain the trait poet. Yes. This is going to help with stress loss and I get diplomacy per level of fame +1. So absolutely. That's going to increase my diplomacy by 4, right? I'm definitely doing this one. Finally, another Mercury. Another Freddie Mercury who is a poet. Yes, it increased my diplomacy by 4. And that's really going to help with stress. Perfect. Let's see if we can... I guess technically the only people that we're going to be fighting is Italy because Great Moravia is too busy. So if we have to fight Italy by themselves, we can. There they are. Looks like they're sticking together. We're definitely going to get the capital first. I'm not going to give it up. University's almost done. It's illustrious. Yes. Over here, my lord, my beneficiary Domoslava waves me over with a wide grin. I have toiled many days and nights, and finally my work is done. She presents me with an object wrapped in cloth, and as I lift the fabric, my eyes grow wide. An extravagant regalia set of masterful craftsmanship. It consists of a gold scepter set with pieces of ruby, which is awesome because that's my favorite, like, gem. Because it's my favorite color. A Samite cloak that has been embroidered with gold thread and a gold cross-bearing orb. A golden holy hand grenade. Yes. Illustrious. Let's compare it to my current, just to make sure it's better. Piety, 0.5. Prestige, 0.25. Renown, 0.14. Piety, 0.5. That's the same. Prestige is twice as good. The Renown is better by 0.02. This one gives me Spouse Opinion plus 15. This one gives me Spouse Opinion plus 20. And I get Tyranny loss, which isn't very helpful because I try to avoid getting Tyranny at all in the first place. So I guess it's nice to have. It's a brand new perk, so I'll take it. Very nice. So that turned out perfectly. My court poet gained an inspiration. My court artificer gained an inspiration. Everybody's inspired now. He's not considered legendary or anything, but I don't see why not. He's already in my court. He's already my artificer, so he wants to make something. I say let him. Go ahead. I've got plenty of money. What about you? She wants to forge a brooch that is considered legendary. I believe that will be an inventory item. Hopefully it won't be a pedestal item. Like this brooch right here. Let's hope that it's something that that goes in my inventory. Because I can replace this crappy brooch. Look how many brooches I have. I have too many brooches. But she's considered legendary, so I will sponsor it. 221, that is a pretty penny, but Freddy can afford it. Let's deal with this court event. I kind of forgot about it. From my throne, I hear the visceral cries of my son and heir, Eddie, and the sounds of a struggle. Promptly bolting up and racing down the hallway, I skid to a stop when I see my courtier, Vaklava, restraining the poor lad with one arm and awkwardly clutching a book with the other. I barely have time to bark a demand for explanation when both begin blurting out their version of events. Edward refuses to allow me to read him my masterpiece in the art of diplomacy. I've heard this dreary book 1,000 times, Eddie protests. It's so boring. Do I care if this old woman is my friend? Not particularly. She's ailing and she's about to die. I kind of get the best of both worlds with this choice because I'm helping my son out. He doesn't have to read the book because I'm gonna buy it, and then her opinion still goes up. It's just gonna cost me a bunch of gold, which is fine. And we are relieving stress, which is the really attractive thing about this. It's probably gonna be a piece of crap artifact, but I'll take it. It's a court artifact. The books that I have are already amazing, so... My son just cost me 450 gold. I won't forget, son. We're taking that out of your allowance. My army has taken a bit of a mauling, but I think we should be able to beat them. Ooh, the game says we're equal. Okay. Mesek brought my son Eddie to the market today. Eddie was to hand out alms to the poor and needy, to learn about charity and a ruler's plight to the less fortunate. The serene child gave something to everyone. And when the purse ran dry, he insisted that we go get another. Very selfless, maybe even excessively so. He wants to be generous. That's his first personality trait. He wants to be generous. It's the best of this three, so yes. He's not going to be my heir, so I'm a little bit more willing to... I'm less picky about his traits. I'm going to be way more picky about Freddy's traits. Not so much Eddie. I think my university is done. Oh, no, not yet. 16 days. Because I have the money, what I'm going to do is, just for good measure, we're going to buy the great company. They better live up to their name. They better be great. And I think that's all we'll need to tip the balance in our favor. You know what? Just to be safe, I'll hire one more. Let's do the Swabian band. They're bringing a lot of men to the table, and they're not really expensive. You never know. I might not even need them, but as the saying goes, it's better to have them and not need them. Lately, my efforts to impress have fallen flat. My friendship with Vaklava is standing on shaky ground. It's a mess. However, I got a brilliant idea. I'll have my beneficiary, Yolandi, add a dedication to the masterpiece she is making. The flattered dedicatee will deeply be touched by my generosity and munificence, and will have no choice but to like me more. I don't want this woman to be my friend. I don't want that to happen. Because the second she dies, I will take stress, and that's going to happen soon. So, best to avoid it altogether. I'll find other ways to impress whoever I want. Not interested in being your friend. So, what I have to do, unfortunately, but it doesn't matter, I have to remove my sons as guardians first. And then redo it, and then we'll make sure that we check this box, sending to university. Look how expensive it's going to be to send them to school. 2,200 gold. So they better get the best education ever. They better get the best damn education ever. We'll get a better education than usual. So, hopefully Freddy gets a decent, at least a 3-star stewardship education. I would be happy with that. I'd prefer a 4-star, of course, but if we at least get 3, I'll be satisfied. We have grovelers knocking at the door. Let's take care of it. Even though I'm fighting a war right now, I usually wait till the end. But let's see what they want. Let's get it out of the way. My vassal, Mayor Leutpold, approaches me, no longer listening, like he often does. My lord, I have a brilliant idea. How about we host a fair, or perhaps even a festival for the common folk to expose them to one of the different cultures in our beautiful kingdom. Leutpold explains his idea further, until he realizes that he's dangerously close to over-explaining it. It'll cost money, but I'm sure it'll help foster a more positive relationship between our people. Wow, that is pretty expensive. This gentleman isn't my biggest fan, so if I can avoid losing opinion of him, I'll compromise. I won't go all out. I won't spend 750. I'll just spend 450. That way everybody's happy, and I don't break the bank. Steward Taz is visibly motivated by some grand proposal. Great king, there is much potential in your county of Halberstadt for a regional center of commerce and artisans. He wants to build some kind of holding there. With funds for your construction, the groundwork for the area's first Bohemian city would be laid in Vernigorod by consolidating villages. He wants to build a city somewhere. Wow, this groveling session is costing me so much money. Losing 5 opinion of him isn't a big deal. He wants to build something in Halberstadt, which I do hold, but I'm eventually going to give this away, so I don't really deem it necessary to build something here. So, you know what? I'm gonna tell him to get out. I've spent too much money as it is. He's only gonna lose 5 opinion. That's not a big deal. I have more important matters. Mayor Tista, who has clearly been working himself up about something, greets me. My king, the dogs of Wroclaw think they are better than us. He spews, cracking their haughty jokes each market day. Mayor Divis, the brash buffoon, needs to be put in his place, and those damnable fools made to respect Göttingen, the superior city. Göttingen is my holding. I personally hold it, so of course I'm going to be biased and prefer it, but let's check all of our options. I have a 100% diplomacy challenge. I can settle the dispute, and I can get more Republican vassal tax contribution for 15 years. 100%. You will stop this foolishness. Settled it. So, this groveling session, a little expensive, but That last event was pretty nice. We might be able to catch them. We'll see. By God, man, leave me alone. The peaceful atmosphere is shattered by Yolandi yelling as she storms into the courtyard. Gyula quickly follows but stops when he sees me. My liege, please talk some sense into Yolandi. I'm trying to help her since I have some experience that may improve her work. Well, that remains to be seen. 50-50 chance. Which could possibly be better. Now it's a 53-46 chance. Diplomacy 35%. 42. This learning challenge seems to be the better one. Let's try it. Let's try to increase the quality of this box or whatever she's making. He gives bad feedback. Or maybe she's the one making my brooch. She is the one making my brooch. That's the one that I care about more. Crap. It says the chances are even. I don't think they are. This is the guy that was making the box. He died. Making that box cost me 50 gold, I think it was. That's not a big loss. Unfortunate. Are they gonna win this battle? I think they're gonna win this battle. Not really sure if mercenaries are going to be able to get there in time, but we'll see. That just drained me of money. They are going to win. Damn it, Italy! Wow. That makes me very, very angry. That makes me very angry. We can still win. It's just going to take a little bit of patience. Maybe I should have let my army just get back up to strength after we took those before I fought them. Inspiration, a friendly word. My friend Queen Constance stops me in the hall with a beaming smile. Ah, there you are, Freddy. I've just spoken to Yolandi. I heard she's forging a brooch for you. I couldn't resist a visit to her shop. I talked to her about how to meet your expectations. I think you will like the results. Thank you. Oh no, is it going down? Is the quality going down? I think the quality just suffered. Why are so many big bad things happening? There we go, Realm Priest. No more claim fabrications. A slippery slope? Ah, shouts Freddy directly into my ear. My eyes open reluctantly, one at a time. That's one way to wake up, I suppose. The small child next to my bed is positively vibrating with excitement, clutching mittens and an expensive wooden platter. It's snowing outside and I want to go sledding. Will you take me? Ha! Just let me haul us out a table from the hall. So we're doubling down? Very nice, yes. Because we're strong, we have this option. We grow closer to our son. Let's bond with our son. I need a good event. Freddy just got defeated in a battle, so he needs something to cheer him up. I'm sorry, Freddy. I guess that was my fault, but I even hired mercs to help me, but I guess it wasn't enough. Sadly. We might lose one holding here. And now we just stop being rivals with the guy that we're fighting. Alright, fine. Don't know how long that's gonna last. We're probably gonna become rivals again. After I defeat him in this battle, we get our revenge for that defeat. More than anything, my quest to be a learned man is teaching me how much I do not yet know. What more, there must be so much knowledge that has been lost to the ages, as books fall apart or languages are forgotten. Perhaps I could contribute by making a new translation of one of the classic works, although what would I even translate? This sounds too hard. You're gonna do it, Freddy. Because we're gonna get a learning lifestyle perk out of it. Do we want to do something about math? Or do we want to study the heavens? I love astronomy and cosmology and all that stuff. Let's do this, Freddy. Let's do Ptolemy's Almagest. They took a holding, so what? It's okay. I spot my wife Constance chattering excitedly to Yolandi. Wow, when is she gonna finish this? Listing ideas and suggestions for a brooch, my metalsmith is barely concealing her contempt, clearly annoyed at my spouse's interference. She's interfering again. And as you were forging a brooch, she goes on, it may as well match my grandmother's old brooch. Part of Yolandi's soul seems to be dying. I'm not going to risk the quality getting even worse. Just leave her alone. Just leave her alone. I want this brooch to be good. Stop bothering her. I'm having the notes from my translation of the Almagest read back to me when I snapped with a sudden understanding. Scribe, add the following commentary. Freddy wants to add his commentary? Prestige or piety? Let's do piety. Now, I will be the most embarrassed person in history if we lose this battle again. We outnumber them like 3-1. If we lose this, I'm gonna lose it. Johanka? A woman both wise and wise? Is that supposed to be like that? Johanka, a woman both wise and wise, greets me graciously. I have heard of your new university. A king that favors knowledge to that extent, I would be honored to serve you. And not impressed. She's already my courtier, so let's just improve her opinion. She is loyal, which is a very valuable trait. It's very valuable. Okay. Don't like her personality, but she's got pretty high learning. My spymaster is coming to me with great news. While we do not yet know who, someone is plotting to kill my courtier. Somebody wants to kill my food taster. Is that the only murder scheme that's going on? It is. Okay, we're good. We're good now. Inspiration realized. It's legendary. Another legendary item. She presents me with an object wrapped in cloth. An elegant brooch of masterful craftsmanship. It consists of an emerald kabakon that is framed by a gold ring stamped with runes. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that word correctly. I don't think I've ever seen that word before. But she produced it is an inventory. It's an inventory artifact. Prestige 0.30. It's almost double the prestige gain, and instead of attraction opinion, I'm getting independent ruler opinion and romance scheme power plus 16. which might be pretty helpful. I would love to become my wife's soulmate. I'm probably going to do that next. After this sway scheme is done, we'll put this to good use and we'll romance our wife. Let's become soulmates. Let's get rid of this piece of junk and equip our new piece of junk. Yes. So it did turn out well despite my wife kind of messing it up a little bit. I'm insulted by the Italian, so I don't want to teach my son Italian vulgar. Let's teach him High German. And Freddy's got one more year until we can start teaching him languages. See, now we're absolutely trouncing them. I know we outnumber them now, but that first battle loss, I don't understand it. In my attempts to align Duke Albrecht to my interests, I have found an opportunity. How much is it going to cost me? Oh, nothing. Diplomacy challenge? 100%? That won us the war? Yes. Freddy got his revenge. I'm a little embarrassed that we lost that battle, but things happen. I am not infallible. I lose battles. And I'm not ashamed of it. He's already considering a proposal. Whoops. Did I just accidentally give away the heir? Whoops. In my haste, I accidentally gave away the heir, which was contributing to the war score. It's okay. It's okay. Sorry about that. Another mistake that I'm making. More evidence that I'm not infallible. I should have checked that first. A specific phrase from the Almagest has been frustrating my translation efforts for days. I've even started muttering it to myself sometimes. Still struggling with that one, are you? My Archbishop hefts a weighty old tome. One simply needs to know where to look. The quality will improve slightly. This is a learning challenge against him, so there's no way that I can improve this. Let's do this. His opinion needs a little bit of improvement, so I'll do this one. Just tell me what I'm looking for. Stop with the games. Speed 5 it. The constant effort to translate the Almagest is tiring. The relentless focus, understanding, and creativity required drains me as I move ever closer to its completion. I must seclude myself from all other distractions until this is done. Freddy is reclusive, so it fits his personality. And I'll take some more prestige. It's also going to improve the quality. Let's do that. That only got us to 94. Come on! Come on! Stop dragging this out. My translation of the Almagest is coming along, but one section in the version I'm copying gives me pause. My scribes insist that the words on the page mean, as we hold 2 feet and spirits rising edges of hunter. That cannot be right, can it? Oh, the meaning is obvious. Let me handle it. Because of our high learning. The translation quality will improve significantly. I'll get more prestige for this option. 150, whereas with this one I'll only get 75, and the quality will improve significantly for both. I like those odds. I'll do this one. 100%. Good thing I read that. excellent translation. My translation of the Almagest finally stands complete. My words rest on beautifully illuminated pages, all protected by a lavish cover, as befits the work's importance. The tome has taken pride of place in my library, and every priest who reads it is mightily impressed by my efforts. Some are already speaking of making copies of their own. Accomplished translator for 10 years. Very nice. Let's get restraint. I don't mind having children. I'll get carefree next, then I'll get restraint. Let's get some stress gain bonuses here. My, what a breathtaking day outside. Standing at the window of my chamber, I'm left feeling so glad to be alive. Gazing down at the people moving about below and the distant wilderness outside. Refreshed, I am quite ready to start the day's business. Still, a little more couldn't hurt. Eagerly drinking it all in, I leaned my head outside, relishing the fresh air wafting past the lofty room. And that's enough of that. There we go. So, officially ending it. So, aside from a couple of mistakes that I made, which I apologize for, we still did win. So, not all hope was lost. Well done, Freddy. Well done indeed. Let's deal with our domain limit. And then we're going to declare this war very quickly on Dessau. Let's just make sure we're giving away the right stuff. I have no intention. I'm going to hold on to Krakow for as long as I can, but I'm eventually going to give away Vistulania. So I'll give away this county that I just took. Just to save me from having to increase the control here, because I just took this, the control is going to be 0, so somebody else can deal with it. I'll give it to somebody else. And he's not bad. Not bad. I'm gonna give my army just a little bit of time to recharge. I don't need to be swaying this guy anymore. I forgot. I will keep it short and professional. So many things happening. Apologize. I'm gonna romance McQueen now. The time has come to let my feelings towards Queen Constance be known. I want her to remember this day for the rest of her life. We're a poet now. Freddy's a poet, so let's sing a love ballad. I'm gonna sing her a love ballad. Freddy's gonna live up to his poetry. I have found a classic Czech love ballad which suits Constance perfectly. I practice it over and over. Everything must be perfect. I find my dearest walking in the Prague gardens, surrounded by her friends. With my heart beating like a hammer, I kneel before her and sing. Constance's cheeks turn a deep pomegranate red, but she does not interrupt me. Her companions all look pleased, or jealous. Surely a good sign. You have a beautiful voice, my lord, Constance says before she hurries off. Her friends are quick to follow. I stand up on shaking legs, watching them disappear between the hedges, my heart beating harder than ever. Yes. Making your great-great-grandfather proud, Freddy. As of late, all my visits to Constance have been ruined by my vassal mayor, Markbart. He follows her everywhere like a lost puppy. His attempts to charm the lady are laughable, yet I fear his persistence will be rewarded. Why are you afraid of that, Freddy? This man is a nobody. And he already has a wife. I'm gonna duel him 100% chance. What's my prowess again? 34. I'm dueling him. Leave my wife alone. How dare you try to flirt with my wife? Mayor Markfart stood no chance against my might. His defeat was surely embarrassing, and my sweetness Constance saw all of it. She has not paid him any attention since. Why would she? He's 73 years old. He's ailing. My spymaster has come to me with a discovery. He's certain that my knight and jester is scheming against my courtier. My jester's trying to kill this guy. We have a murder clown. A murder clown. It's been a while since we had one. Do we want to imprison him? He's one of my knights. He's my acclaimed knight. He has one of the accolades. Which one does he have? He's the protector of the holy underwear. He's ailing. He's about to die soon. I'll let it pass. Whether true or not, I will not accuse him. It's just two random people trying to kill each other. This guy's a little bit more important than this guy, obviously. He's my food taster and architect versus my jester and acclaimed knight. I don't care. Ew, this 63-year-old, the king of Brittany, wants to marry my 13-year-old niece. No. He's probably gonna die before she even becomes of age. No, thank you. Declined. You're not gonna take my niece. My Marshal Duke Taz has been showing off a prom. Do I have another? I have two Duke Tazes. I have a Duke Taz II, who's my steward, and I have a Duke Taz, who's my Marshal. That confused me for a second. He's bringing a knight to my attention. Not impressed. Not a big fan of his personality. Brave is good, but not a big fan of these. Get this dreg out of my castle. I don't need my army to be full strength. Let's declare this war now. Because I would really like to go on this pilgrimage, and that's going to take a while. And we're running a little bit low on time, and I want to get this pilgrimage done because I want to go to Rome. We're going to go on a pilgrimage to Rome. This war should take 2 seconds. "95 men, that's all that he can muster. As my honeycomb and I walk through the Prague gardens, I gesture at the greenery around us. For all their beauty, there isn't a single flower which rivals your own, my lady. Very smooth, Freddy, very smooth. There is one, she says with a mischievous smile, a rare orchid from Maghreb. which is nearly impossible to cultivate. The monastery ruin in Spitinev is the only place where it thrives in these regions. Surely they must pale compared to your fair visage. And this way it's not going to cost me any money. Or I could brave the ruins and get some prestige. 96% chance. The success chance of the scheme is pointless. I don't have to improve that, but I wouldn't mind getting some prestige. Oh, but it's gonna... Oh no, only a 2% chance that I gain some stress. I'm doing this one. I injured myself, but I was immediately cured. I don't think it worked. I think we failed. That 2% chance, we failed. Wow. Unbelievable. Oh, now they mustered 5 men? Queen Debbie has failed to keep her house in order. Her husband, King Jourdain, who is my ally, apparently, my brother-in-law, trysts with the brooding Duchess Marthy, bringing shame and mockery on our family. In hushed tones, my sister explains it all to me among the dusty Slivovitz vessels. We must do something about that oaf, brother. This cannot go unchallenged. I become rivals with this woman. We start a feud, which I would really like to avoid. It's better to forgive and forget. I really don't want a rival. I really don't want a feud. This seems to be my best option here. Queen Debbie's gonna lose a little bit of opinion, but we can counteract that. There we go. Now she loves us. I'll take a little bit of stress. We're gonna relieve that stress on our pilgrimage. So what did these 5 men accomplish? Why did I even bother raising? As my morsel and I walk through the Prague Gardens, I gesture... Again? For all their beauty, there isn't a single flower which rivals your own, my lady. A rare orchid from Ugra, which is nearly impossible to cultivate. Are we gonna fall off another tower? Hey! You know what I'm noticing, guys? It wasn't a 2% chance that we were going to get wounded. The odds are exactly the same. There was a 0% chance of us getting wounded in the last one, but it still happened. That doesn't make any sense at all. I'm going to do this option again, just to see what happens. If I get injured again, we are all seeing this. 0% chance. I better not get injured. I find an orchid. There we go. So now we completely own the Duchy of Anhalt. And when it comes time to give this away, I'm holding on to this because it has farmland, but once it's time to give this away, I can finally land a dynasty member or somebody. I've just been landing random people for these county titles. The ducal title is going to be different, so once it comes time to give this away, we will land a family member. So there we go. We got the conquest out of the way. I would have liked to get this other one against East Francia, but I'm not going to do that. We only have enough time to go on a pilgrimage, so that's how we're gonna end the episode. We're gonna go on a pilgrimage, and we're gonna go on the best one. We're gonna go to Rome. Well, I guess technically the best one would be to go to Jerusalem, but we don't control it. Catholicism doesn't control this. So we're gonna go to the Vatican. Freddy's going to get the pilgrim trait, and hopefully he gets the traveler trait, because this is going to be a long pilgrimage. And we'll relieve some stress as well. There's only one bit of danger here. Only 1% chance of danger now that I have a forest guide. We are traveling through this. When we travel through Rovigo, we're going to get 200 learning lifestyle. I'm going to get 200 stewardship lifestyle by going through Prague, apparently. And I guess we could edit it. Because our trip is going to the Vatican. Our pilgrimage is going to the Vatican. We're not actually going into Rome itself. So let's make that one of the stops. The great city of Rome, when visited, will trigger a sightseeing event. You will gain the trait Traveler. So we're going to guarantee ourselves to get the Traveler trait. Let's edit the path. Let's customize the route, and let's go from Prague to Rome. Then we'll go to the Vatican, and then we'll go home. I really want to get this. We're going to be visiting the Colosseum. I, in real life, haven't been there. I would love to visit the Colosseum. I would love to visit Rome. So I'm very jealous of Freddy. He's going to get to see the Colosseum. I'm going to go for reflection. I don't need to do it for zealotry. I'm already going on a badass pilgrimage. I'm visiting Rome and the Vatican. That should be enough. I don't have to prove myself anymore. Let's just do this for reflection. Let's relieve some stress, and we're gonna get the pilgrim trait and all those good things. Unfortunately, I can't increase the fidelity because I don't have the pilgrim trait yet. So this is the best we can do with this one. I maxed out this one, though. 857 gold isn't that bad. Freddy can afford it. Let's get it started. We immediately walk out our front door, and we're already running into trouble. Journeying through Beirun, I passed by a peculiar-looking tent splayed open with its yet more peculiar-looking occupant inside. Come in, O mighty king. I can tell you have many miles to go, and I can offer you a reading of your future travels for a modest price. The strange man has piqued my interest, has piqued the interest of my entourage, but am I willing to pay for a reading? Probably not. He's probably a charlatan. And I don't want to risk having a bad omen. It's only a 50-50 chance. I'm not interested. Get out of my way. Now, I'm under my domain limit because I'm not ruling. There's somebody ruling in my stead as my regent. So we're going to tolerate being over our domain limit just until the pilgrimage is over. Today, Mutina held a fiery sermon for all of the children of the court. Oh, that reminds me, my sons are on this pilgrimage with me. So they're going to get the pilgrim trait too as a result of this. I forgot about that. My player heir and son, Eddie, wants to be ambitious, and since he's not going to be my heir, I don't care if he gets ambitious. I would prefer he doesn't get ambitious. I would prefer he gets something else. Let's give him the zealous trait. If I have to try to convince him to take the vows, this will help me do that. So let's have him be zealous. I'll take some stress because we're on this pilgrimage and we're going to relieve the stress anyway. So let's let Eddie be zealous. Oh boy. As my party passes through a small town, I notice a throng of people filling the market square. At the center, a man stands on an overturned fish cart, shouting wildly to all who will listen. The day of judgment is nigh. Repent, repent, I say, or you shall be damned for all eternity. The worried-looking townsfolk nervously whisper to each other, fearful of the doomsayer's words. Because we have such high learning, we can just talk back to him. Di autem illa et hora nemo skeet. You tell him, Freddy. You tell him. Yes. It seems that our caravan has become a little lost in these foreign lands. Gyula has been trailing us around Leonfelden for hours, and though he at last swallowed his pride and asked for directions, he does not appear to be an expert in High German. Well, I am, fortunately. So here we go. Let's watch ourselves speed up. Let's become Sonic. The spiritual journey has ground to a literal halt. My caravan master, Gyula, is looking around, frantically searching for the way forward, and people are starting to notice. What kind of caravan master are you? This is the second time we're getting lost in, like right after the other. Gyula's face shifts to a gray nuance as he turns to gaze towards me, looking for answers as to what to do next. You gain accepting for 5 years, but this is gonna delay the pilgrimage by 3 months. I haven't time for that. I haven't time for that. Sure, the stress loss would be nice, but let's just do this. I'll take the learning lifestyle experience. I'm gonna get restraint, know thyself, and probably wash your hands. I have no intention on keeping Freddy alive for a long time, so we won't touch his health. We won't boost his health at all. Except for wash your hands. Reducing chance of contracting illnesses. Reduce chance for courtiers in general to contract illnesses, so this protects my children as well. So that's why this is really important. If it was just affecting me, I wouldn't care so much, but this affects all my courtiers. So we've got a couple more perks to get, and then we'll be done in learning. Maybe I'll get pedagogy too. We'll figure it out. We don't have to decide now. We just discovered the fascination household soldiers, which lets me do this. Kind of wish this had happened a little bit earlier. Maybe this would have won the war for us without me having to be embarrassed and losing battles. I'm already over my limit for archers, so I can't increase them. But we can increase everybody else. I'm also over my limit for heavy infantry, so I can't boost them at all. At least we got more light footmen, more pikemen, and more onagers. So that should give our army a nice little boost. Out here, late at night, I sometimes look to the stars and wonder, what's our purpose in life? Can Gandhi even see me this far from home? What am I doing all this for? You gain the dedicated pilgrim for 10 years. I think I'm already going to get this when the pilgrimage ends, so I don't need to do it now. Let's relieve some stress this time. Sure, it would make my pilgrimage more pious if I do this one, but I can't make up my mind. I would really like some stress relief. Let's do that. I don't think God will mind. My wife just got pregnant. Oh my goodness. Our road takes us through the treacherous part of Friuli. While I scan for dangers ahead, a rustling bush grabs my attention. Could it be a wild animal? As I brace myself for impact, Freddy jumps out of the bush instead, holding a plant. You scared me, Freddy. Anyway, let me see what you have there. Some kind of fruit? We should ask Mikolas about it. I must say, it's a peculiar delicacy, and nothing suggests immediate danger, however. So it's safe to eat then, Freddy quickly interrupts. This is my son and my heir. Do I want to risk it? It causes a painful stomach ache. No, I'm not a good father. I shouldn't have let him eat it. I need to choose my new fascination, that's right. I'm just gonna get this barracks out of the way. We'll get this final tribal innovation out of the way. It's only gonna take 3 years, so let's do that next. One of my hooks expired. Even when on pilgrimage, the priests still hold mass every Sunday. It is held out in the open when no church is nearby, but early this morning, a storm rolled in and has not ceased. Undeterred, a zealous priest is standing out in the pouring rain, giving a sermon about perseverance in the face of adversity. Despite this, the size of his audience is rapidly dwindling as discouraged inherents seek refuge from the torrential rain. There's a 21% chance of us becoming ill. But I'm going to get some piety. This will make me a paragon of virtue if I do this one. Let's do it. I got sick. Now I'm sick. My son is sick, and now I'm sick. This stomach ache that he has, the world's longest stomach ache, is going to last until 1067. It's only a minor health penalty. I'm so sorry, Freddy. I'm such a bad dad. All roads lead to Rome. Pilgrims flock to Rome from all over the Christian world. Some follow the Via Francigena. I'm trying it all different ways, so you guys don't all kill me in the comments for me pronouncing this. Others take less well-known paths. In the end, we all converge here at St. Peter's Basilica, where the great man himself was put to rest. Standing here with the other pilgrims, I sense a feeling of solemn unity and fellowship shared among the gathered, all having overcome various trials and tribulations along their journey. Nice. So it looks like I hit the Vatican first, then we're going to Rome. I thought we would go to Rome first. I lost the trait ill. You received treatment at a pilgrim's hospital in the Vatican. Nice. Now you can go, child, I hear Bishop Powell mutter when I enter the church. The pilgrim bows before leaving, and I can see the priest's hand glisten with gold. Ah, dear king, do you also wish to absolve your sins? Pope Leo has issued order to grant indulgences to any pilgrims visiting the Vatican, for the right price, that is. If I do either of these, I will gain stress because I'm just. And yes, I think it's unjust to ask for indulgences. I think it's stupid. How can one buy entrance to heaven? I don't believe in indulgences. They're absolutely dumb. No way. I lead a communal prayer. I studied scripture. Is this man a giant? No. The markets of the Vatican are bustling with merchants shouting in languages that I've never heard and selling spices that I've never tasted. The guide of the pilgrim. Learn the safest routes, discover the marvels of the Vatican. One of them yells, waving a small book in my direction. This is a learning and a diplomacy challenge. Your pilgrimage becomes more pious. You gain local expert for 10 years. And there's a 20% chance I can permanently increase my diplomacy. Let's give it a shot. Let's see if it goes up. It didn't. Oh. My wife just had a miscarriage. That stinks. She's still young. We have plenty of time to have more children. I would really like some more. Ideally, some girls. I have enough sons. I have an heir and I have a spare. Or I have an heir and I have a spare. I need some daughters now. A pilgrim puts down a votive doll before the altar, bowing her head. I see Bishop Powell blessing her and muttering something in her ear. Holy... I managed to hear. The bishop makes a gesture. Do you also bring something to have blessed? I am displaying my magnificent shield, so I'm willing to pay 15 gold to improve the quality of my artifact. But what do we want? Piety or prestige? I'm leaning towards prestige. I value prestige a little bit more than piety. Of all three of these, out of renown, that's the most important. Then prestige, then piety. That's my opinion, though. So I'm going to favor prestige. I just lost a court tutor. And I don't have a master of the master of horse either. My niece, she's a genius. She's got a good personality. She's patient, which I think is pretty valuable for tutors because the kids are going to drive them crazy. So it's good that she's patient. She'll make a good tutor. Let's see if there's anybody else I forgot to hire. I don't have any bodyguards currently. Let's hire a bodyguard. My brother-in-law. He's honest. And I'm just going to improve his opinion a little bit because knights are kind of scary. Or bodyguards are scary because they're powerful agents. So let's make sure he absolutely loves us. Conclusion. As our time at this sacred site draws to an end, I feel reassured that while I may not have been the most pious pilgrim out there, I have proven my dedication to the Lord in more ways than one. I agree. This being my first pilgrimage, and while no pilgrimage is exactly alike, I feel confident that I am more familiar with what to expect from this type of spiritual journey in the future. 700 piety. So I was a little wrong. We don't get dedicated pilgrim, we get determined pilgrim. Rome, it has been an honor. That's where we're going next. We still have yet to visit Rome. There we go. Caesar's Needle. At a distance, the city of Rome is a forest of towers and a maze of stone buildings. As we approach, the scenery shifts. Ruins of monuments, walls, and ancient churches coexist with farms and grazing animals. As we stop before the great obelisk, a local recounts that at the top, Julius Caesar's ashes rest in a small round box. In death, as in life, Caesar is elevated above all Romans. My fellow traveler Johanka adds that we should learn more about this city. I'm definitely not going to do this. I spent time contemplating. Is it worth it to have a mental break, though? I don't think so. There's only a 44% chance that we take this 9 stress, but there's a 55% chance that we get lessons on fortifications. If we take 9 stress, it's not the end of the world, so I'll do this one. I must know more about the city that once was. I got it. No stress at all. So we're on our way home, and then once we get home, everybody, that's when I'm going to end the episode. We stopped to rest one night at a tavern, and while I'm sitting in the corner, peacefully enjoying some Lombard music, the door barges open and a large silhouette appears. A knight swaggers in, and the atmosphere immediately changes. The people bow their heads in reverence, some swoon, and the barkeep immediately pours the apparently famous knight free drinks. Is being a knight really so special here? Reduces the cost of establishing the martial admiration tradition, which... The martial admiration tradition, the martial education traits are more valued. Bumbling squire, confident knight, formidable banneret, and famous champion traits are more valued. The aspiring blade master traits have additional bonuses. The craven and content traits are looked down upon, which isn't great because I actually like content. Knights are slightly more prone to injury. May challenge rivals to single combat, inflicting stress if you win. All check characters gain injury resistance. Prowess plus 5. Number of knights plus 2. Accolade glory gain plus 10%. Or I can gain training hard for a year. I'm most likely never... Well, I don't know. It seems like an attractive cultural tradition. I don't see why... Injury resistance prowess plus 5. All check characters. But it's not like this is going to happen when I make this decision. That's only if we decide to get this tradition. Let me know in the comments, guys. What do you think about this? Let me know what you think. I'll do this one. It's going to reduce the cost by 1,000 prestige. Interesting. I'm heading for my chambers to enjoy some blessed sleep when I hear a faint rustle from a window. Just the wind, I think, until the wind starts to speak. Constance, open up, my dearest. It is I, Mistidra. I push the shutters open, and lo and behold, a man has climbed up to Queen Constance's window. What? My wife is cheating on me. Wow. I don't think it's official. I don't think she officially cheated on me. Really? She's doing this right when I'm about to become her soulmate? Now, of all times, is when she chooses to betray me? If I find out that she's actually having a relationship with that guy, I'm going to be upset. Right now, she isn't. As we traverse the plains, trudging through the mud, we encounter a modest wayward shrine. Naively carved, it sports a cross at its head, and below the weathered words, "Here lays Saint Onscario of Romagna, blessed son of Comacchio." Saint Onscaro of Romagna. It seems a local spiritual figure is being patronized. You gain patronized local saint for 10 years, which will help with popular opinion. I don't see why not. It's only 75 gold. Danger? Life or death? What? What? Traversing the plains on the outskirts of Comacchio, we are suddenly attacked by a swarm of bandit riders out for blood. We are so close to the holding. Surely Mayor Raniero Lonas will send help. As time drags on and we are chased by the scoundrels for the longest, avoiding battle, it becomes painfully clear that no help is coming. How could a ruler let malicious riders like these inhabit his borders? My knight, who's one-armed, rides up next to me, a solemn look in his eyes. We both know the tactic that we have practiced in the past. We stand as one. There's a 29% chance that we get slain. There's a 0% chance that we get disfigured. There's a 0% chance that we get wounded. But I could become a flexible leader. Or we can send our knight to distract them. We stand as one. Yes. Yes. Unscathed. And I gain the trait Flexible Leader. That was risky. I admit that was very risky, but I had to do it. I've heard tell of the military exploits of the legendary Cisalpine mercenaries, and passing through Veneto, I am fortuitous enough to come across a highly skilled mercenary commander. Udalrico claims that he's the finest Cisalpine swordsman in the world and would be honored to serve for the right price. He's not awful. And maybe since I have one-armed knights walking around, maybe I could get another knight. I don't see the problem with that. Sure. Let's try to talk him down to only 75 gold. I haggle successfully. He's got a funny hat. Let's make him my knight. He wanted to be a knight so bad, now he got his wish. Sticking him in the front lines. It's not the first time I catch my knight, Udalrico, fiddling around with some flowers he's been picking along the road. Sometimes I'd swear I even hear him sighing, overlooking Wells Holding. My liege, he says when he notices I've been observing him, it is not a secret that my heart has found a new home far from home. Yeah, the one that you just begged me to join. You wanted to come to my court. Alas, my liege, my soul aches for Countess Ulrike. My desires know no end. Her eyes, her hair, I long for just a salute. I died for a word. Please, I beg you, let me stay with her. Oh, are you serious? This one-legged woman joining my court? No! We have no time for this. Wow. I can't use my wife to cheat because she's not available. I convince him. Oh. Wow. These events. Finally, we're home. I visited the university. I gained 200 learning lifestyle experience. So we got the trait Traveler. We got the trait Pilgrim. We got the trait Poet this episode. And we got the trait Flexible Leader. So Freddy just improved himself a whole bunch this episode. And I'm really happy about that. We did unfortunately lose a child. That kind of stinks, but we're still going to keep trying for more. We got some more conquest, so that's good. Really happy about that. So overall, even though I lost some battles, it happens. Everything else was successful. I'm really happy about that. So finally, everybody, that is going to be the end of this one. I think it was a great episode. We also got a legendary brooch, which is really good too. So all in all, very nice episode. A lot of good things happened. Hopefully my wife isn't cheating on me, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. We will find out in future episodes. So, everybody, that is the end. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up button if you did enjoy the video. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments, as always, at the bottom of the video, and let me know what you think. Give me some advice. What do you think about that tradition that we could possibly get? Just let me know in the comments. And if you guys would like to subscribe to the channel, if you're not subscribed yet, be an awesome lord or lady and hit that subscribe button. Join us for future episodes of Bohemian Rhapsody, and I will see you guys in the next one, episode 31. Until then, have a good one, guys.